Hello, everyone. Welcome to round number 5 of season number 7 here with my horsey voice today. I am your host, Dalvin. Alongside me is your co host, Nick. We are at Monaco GP. If there's a track that defines track position is everything, this is it, right?
Definitely, yeah. I just want to make sure that you are live. I don't see you being live, but yes, is the track to be careful for. It is very narrow. It is a very iconic track. A bit too small for modern F1 cars, I might say, but it's still the track that everyone looks out for. Not for the drivers. The drivers hate being here, I suppose. But for a spectator, it is always fun to see these cars drive around here every single year.
You know what's funny for a track that a lot of people don't like? It's we have a full grid here today, Nick. And that is the most surprising thing, right? It's nice to see drivers turning up, because we do award points from P1 to P20, and Monaco it's going to be, one of those races where probably everyone will take it easy in terms of reporting. Usually they know, oh yeah, it's Monaco. Just I'm not even gonna bother reporting. It's just too narrow of a track for two cars to go too wide, right? But
Well,
that
here's the
aside,
question.
yeah, Nick.
Here's the thing. I don't think we don't get much report because they don't want to report it. I think it's more because we don't get to report it because most of the time it's only a one-person crash.
Well, that's probably the likely thing here in Monaco. And we were also just speaking about this, like how we have graphics for pole positions and all that. So especially for this race, I think we'll also have a special graphic that that will show you who has the most pit stops done or most front wing changes. Just as a meme graphic, but I suppose we will love it. Weather's all dry, looks all clear today in the qualifying session. It is a short qualifying. 20 drivers are on grid. It's going to be quite tight here, Nick. It's already a narrow and short circuit, but 20 cars going out on track. That's inviting danger.
Yeah, it definitely will be inviting danger. Definitely you might want to switch your scenes. But yeah, it depends on where we are going. We might.
Okay, scene has been switched. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, but we'll see how the drivers react. I think stars are only then starting to slowly come out. As we see, Ferraris are out. I think that we see the McLaren is out. As there's one Alfa Romeo out right now, two McLarens both out. I think Charis will definitely want to be in front of the Alfa Romeo right now. I suppose that's Charis right in front out there. But yeah, it is a very narrow track. You definitely want to make sure that you get as much track space as you can. As you see from the small dot right there, the McLaren has overtaken the Alpha. I think smart choice from whoever was being overtaken. Definitely. Oh, that's Ayman Haikal. I thought that was Shari's going to be in front of the whole pack. But definitely a good choice to let some of the faster drivers that you know in front. Actually, depends on how you put it. You actually might want to be in front because although you are said to not allowed to be impeding, if you just play it just right and your drivers don't know how to space themselves well just enough, you can kind of quote unquote impede your drivers without impeding them because you're also on an outlap. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's up to the drivers to make enough space, especially with both cars on an outlap. But if you want to play mind games with your competitors, this is a advice from a fellow driver. You can play this kind of mind games by being just in the way legally.
Yeah, well, that happens. And we're gonna officially get our first flying lap here by Ahmed Haikal. And we'd like to ride on board and see how things turn out with him. Azunobi has retired immediately. I'm assuming he wants to start at the back of the grid to avoid all the funny stuff that may go on in qualifying and in the race. And we have a lap here from Ahmed Haikal, Sector 1, down to Rivage or whatever the corner is, Mirabeau, and then down to the Los hairpin. Here we go, the tightest corner on the F1 calendar in this game as well. And then now down into Portier and now heading into the tunnel.
Oh, it's a bit wide.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's imperative that drivers take it easy on the first and second flying laps, build up their momentum, and then on their final two hot laps, go for it. There you go. He's invalidated, trying to cut the chicane to gain time, but then invalid lap. It's not gonna count. Still a good reference to have on the Delta. Now at the swimming pool chicane, the Nouvelle chicane. Yeah, this is the swimming pool chicane. And then La Rascas, it's potentially a diving spot there on the inside or outside, and then Anthony knows the final corner and onto the main straight. Stay tight to the right. Be careful of cars coming out. The yellow line will be the pit lane exit line for this game, for this race.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sloppy lap from Ayman. I think they're struggling as well from the inputs, definitely controller inputs. But as you can see, not really hugging some of the corners that you're supposed to hug, trying to maximize your travel miss as much as possible. For some, it might be good to maximize it. For some, it might be just safer to be not as optimized, just so you can be safe and able to survive as much laps as you can here. But the problem is that if you're a little bit too safe, you might hold up a lot of drivers, and that's when some of the more impatient overtakes that might take both drivers out. So you definitely need to be careful, trying to optimize between being as fast as you can or being as safe as you can in this track.
Yeah, second lap so far from Ayman looks a lot neater though. I think so. We were talking about that driver confidence. You don't want to push 100% just yet in Monaco because of the tight walls here. And I think on the second lap itself, you can see how much more confident he is. Getting closer to the walls, braking later, accelerating earlier. And looks like a much cleaner lap this time around. And it's going to be putting him somewhere around the 111s, and up to P9 he goes for his first lap.
Teammate though, however, Shari is already setting a 109.3, almost a second, actually more than a second, 1.3 seconds higher than the next driver, which is Mitch. Their first debut here in the Ferrari as a reserve driver. Definitely looking forward to see what their pace is like this time around.
Mitch is in the Haas, Nick.
Mitch is in the Haas, and wait,
that's
who's P2
yeah, excuse me there. Yeah, Mitch, our reserve driver, first time for
sorry
today.
about that.
And he's getting his debut performance as well. He's in the Haas, replacing Folechard, who could not make it due to last minute power outage. So there we go. A reserve driver gets the appearance.
Who's P2 then? Because I don't recognize
that
the name.
is Shahir, who was formerly promoted to the Ferrari seat that was left behind by Shane previously. So Shahir finally making his official debut here. He missed the last race, so this time around Shahir is gonna be making that red seat maybe do something. Previously it was Levi who filled in for Shahir, so you can say it's a like for like replacement back in Imola, and Levi bagging that P2 for the Ferrari home fans. It was probably one of the best things to see. We hope
definitely a different lineup for the second place fight. As you can see, a few drivers being pretty close, Ronald, AJ as well as Shahir. It's gonna be interesting to see the front grid fighting for position. Again, it's definitely, to be fair, you can be fast here, but it's all up to being able to survive the entire race. That's where it really matters in Monaco.
Yeah, it's all about the qualifying, Nick, like you said before. And you get a good starting position like Ronald has. He has bumped himself up to P2, and that's gonna be a little bit, pretty much 50%, 60% of the job done, right, with the track position here. And then all you have to do in the race is keep your nose clean, don't get into any incidents, don't get damaged, and then execute your pit strategy at the right time, and perhaps the position is yours. All that said, Monaco is Monaco, and we know a lot can happen in sim racing as well, and it's possible, contrary to real life, it is quite possible to overtake around here if you just get the good run out of the corners.
Yeah, you can see here, I don't think you noticed this, Ronald's pumping their brakes coming into corners as they try to trail brake. Not sure if that's the most efficient way to come into a corner, especially where we expect
on his inlet.
2
seconds off his best, so yeah.
But he is pumping the brake pretty hard, so I'm not sure what the tactic is when he's coming for a corner, but it is definitely not the most ideal on the in-lap. But yeah, it's definitely a very interesting strategy, maybe coming from the fact that he doesn't want to lock up his tires.
Right, let's turn our attention to the other Mercedes of Swiss. So last time out, he missed the race, and we had a replacement in form of Alan for the Mercedes team, and that helped them to stay afloat in P1 in the Constructors' Championship. But now, Mercedes' lead has been slashed to only 7 points, and the Williams of Vargas and Naufal, they are mounting a charge, and McLaren as well, led by Charles and and Ayman Haikal, they are starting to close in as well. So the top 3 in the constructors is starting to form up. The battle is probably, what we're going to expect till the end of the season. Whereas in the Driver Championship, Shares is sort of running away with it. But we have AJ, we have Switz, and we have Bagas, who are currently contending for that P2 spot. And doesn't look like Shares is going to slip up anytime soon.
There is definitely not going to slip up, but it's really about making sure you get enough points. And also, in a sense, if you're a team, to make sure the the second McLaren is as far away as possible, just so they could get the constructors' points, to make sure that you are not just fighting against a team, but only fighting against one of the drivers. It'll be pretty unfortunate. I think Ayman and Haikal might, if the team tactics are strong, might get bullied out by a lot of teams just so they could get a chance in the fighting points. But
yeah,
it's power racing, you gotta do it.
Now we back on to Switz. We were riding on board with him, and there you go, 1 second improvement. His second flying lap actually, and he goes up to P3. 4 tenths clear of Rono and the pack behind him, but 4 tenths further from Levi, who is also further 4 tenths away from Sharis. So there's quite a big separation at the top 3 to the top 4 as well, equally spaced out of 4 tenths, and then it's quite tight from P4 onwards. As you can see, from P4 down to P10, half a tenth, half a second, and you're all the way up. Naufal now goes up to P4, just pipping Rono by half a tenth there. AJ has retired, so that's he has retired in the pits. I think he's called it. He doesn't want to use any more of his soft tires as assumed. So that's his best position, most likely P7, unless everyone else can improve. So Switch is making way for Ayman Haikal, who is on another flyer here. So let's see how he's going so far. Into the back corner. Yeah, not so clean there. Looks like this might just be another cooldown lap.
Oh, is that a tap? Yeah. If he is 1.5 seconds slower, yeah, it is a cooldown lap, unfortunately.
Well, let's find a driver who might be on a hot lap here. We have Hidir. Oh, that is definitely a tap on the wall, and we're going to see a lot more of that in real life as well. And a cheeky little drift around the last corner there, and I think he's practicing his drift catching for the race.
Also, here's the question: how many drivers are going to speed in the pit lane? It's pretty impossible to, but someone's going to do it.
Yes, it's entirely possible. And now we are giving attention to Tomo, who has been a reserve driver for the most part of the season, and for the first time today, he has been promoted to the second seat in the Alfa Romeo, replacing Flaky, who has withdrawn for work purposes. A fellow boomer like me, I wouldn't say I'm a boomer yet, but as a working citizen, we understand the plight of the working class and sim racing at the same time. So we wish Flaky all the best. We know he's out there probably doing something.
Slogging away at work is the reality.
Probably working, yeah. Or probably just enjoying the stream from wherever he is. His teammate though, Zenubi, did not set a lap, so he will be starting in P20. His replacement, Tomo, currently in P11. We know he has some pace, so it's a matter of when or how high can he get in this qualifying, which is quite tight. And confidence is all you need around here in Monaco. And I think if you can find half a second, that's a big jump in confidence.
Yeah, definitely. The grid at this time around is pretty close. We have, as you stated just now, less than half a tenth between half a second from P5 up to all the way to P10. So definitely a lot of pace. Sometimes you just want to eke out that little bit of 2 tenths. But here's also the other question: do you want to eke out just that 2 tenths just to be pressured by other drivers in the race, or do you want to just be okay with wherever you are? So that you could stay back, not push yourself too hard, don't send yourself into the wall, and maybe just nip some of the aggressive drivers that might take themselves out early and gain a few positions there. I think that's something that some of the drivers need to figure out if they want to be get away from some of the insane drivers, or just want to be in their own lane, stay in their lane, just to finish the race tonight.
Right. And as we were just talking about that. 2/10 or not the gap, but oh, there you go. Charis tried to push it. He tried to push it on the chicane there, on the swimming pool chicane, on the left-hander over the curb, but just invalidated the lap. So he might just go for a cooldown. He was 2/10 up. He still has pole.
For another run.
He is reaching the 108. Can we see a 108 today? Looks like we may not see it just yet. And yeah, he's going for another lap. So let's ride on board with him and see if Charis can improve on his lap time here and possibly go into the 108s. Just 3/10 away, he has to improve. Sector 1 is almost 3/10 up though, which is pretty good. But how much deployment will he have towards the end of the lap? He has used up more than half of it for that previous invalidated lap. So let's see. Now into 48, down into the tunnel. Good exit, riding the curb on the exit and gets a straight exit here. Now braking hard for the Nouvelle chicane. Be careful of the inside wall here. And he makes it over just nicely over the bump as well. And now into Tabac.
Yeah, definitely now coming to T12.
A little bit safe.
Oh, almost grazing the graph. Almost getting the barrier. T13, 14. All right. Now here, it's gonna. No, he saves it all. That's a touch on the wall. But can he still save the lap or not? He still has 10% off. Oh, there's a disqualification for Mitch. Unfortunate. That's gonna be. Will his lap still count? Oh, that is scary.
Oh, yeah, no idea what's happened to Mitch there. He seems to be stuck on the pit-in exit for some reason and gave him a DSQ. Unfortunate for him. But there you go. We saw Charis improving by 3/10 on his second attempt to go P2. To go P1. I was going to say P2 because my eyes were on Levi, but he went back into the pits. So the other AlphaTauri of Tuna, he's still going out on track. He's starting this lap as well. We have Switz, who's also out there in P3 right now. 4/10 more and he can potentially pip that P2 away from Levi. If not, P3 will be his best attempt here.
Yeah,
so let's
just waiting to see Switz already trying to recharge his battery, which is already at 100%. And make sure as much energy as he gets, almost puts the wall on his outlap. And he's going to start to go, and away he goes for his outlap. Coming down to turn 1. There's a yellow flag here, but doesn't phase him. T1. Pretty close, pretty alright. Doesn't let the chicane interrupt his line. Coming to T2, 3.
A little bit of traffic up ahead though.
Let's see, hopefully gets out of the way. We'll have to see what is his time. It's a 10th up from his previous sector. Hairpin, he might be able to see traffic in front of him. Will he get phased by it, or will the traffic get out of the way as soon as possible? I think that's yet to be seen.
Yeah,
Has to get out of the way.
Nicely. Yeah.
Now to see, for us to see why if he's gaining time on sector 2 or not. Coming down into the swimming pool section. Nice runs there.
Chicane, yeah, but well done there on the chicane, and now into Tabac. Oh, sending it really aggressive there. 4/10 up almost, so that's putting him in the realms of that P2, sending it over the curve and swimming pool chicane. And now last corner, missing the Rascas on the inside. But now gets a straight exit, gets a good launch out of the corner, stay tight to the right and across the line. This is gonna be good enough for P2. He's still 6/10 away from Charis, but nevertheless it's a P2, and now we turn our attention to Levi Tiger Pensnick.
Yeah, Levi definitely wants to react to Switz's line as well, going on his running lap. That's the thing, Switz's problem. Will he be able to get out of the way before Levi gets catches up to him, or
wow, so aggressive, just sending it there. Only a 10th up though, and that's gonna put him pretty close to Switz's lap time here, in terms of lap time at least. And let's see now.
We'll see how it goes. There is two traffic cars right in front of him.
Double step on the steering there just to correct it. Turned too much on the entry, had to turn it off a little bit. And now into the Nouvelle chicane. How aggressive is he going to be on the inside? Okay, pretty aggressive. And now into Tabac. Traffic moves out of the way. Wow, alright, just committed there. Still barely improving on his best time here. Sending it over the swimming pool chicane. Now can he nail the inside? He looks like he does it better than Switz. Now last corner though, onto the exit. This is gonna be tight, Nick.
Well, he was a bit hesitant on the exit on throttle, so I got feeling that.
There we go.
He does.
There you go. That last sector was all the difference that made the lap time up. 2 tenths up, and he goes up to P2. So Levi Tycopen's, there you go, up to P2. Any more drivers across the line? Sharis will be taking the pole for today, but we still have Shahir, who is going for a second lap, most likely. Yeah, he is still going for a second lap. He's up to P4. He has enough battery, but can he go? No, I think he's just lifted off here.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I think drivers also need to be reminded that they're basically wasting a lot of their soft tires. I know that we don't expect the soft tires to be used, but it really throws out a lot of the strategy, potential secondary, tertiary strategies that you might want in your
Kendra
team.
across the line. Oh, 5 tenths up. There you go.
Oh.
Up
Is that
to
piece of
P5
wing on the board this time?
Yeah, we saw some front wing on the ground there. No idea what had happened there. Right, Kenrick crosses the line in P13. We have a few more cars coming across the last corner. Levi is still going for it. I know he's invalidated his lap, but he's just going to try it just for the funs of it. And now he's not going to improve. And Raiden makes it up to P9 after a slow start. So, pretty tight there, Nick. Half a second and you are up by 5 or 6 positions. But then, you know, in other parts of the track, a tenth itself, you'll gain 5-6 positions. So, quite a spread out grid here today. We have all 20 drivers completing their laps, some sorts. We have 50% race coming up right after this. And funny thing is, I didn't load up the telemetry, so we have no idea what's the weather going to be like, right? Unless someone in the chat would like to inform us what's the weather going to be looking like. But we'll play with the elements today, I suppose, and see what's going to happen.
And qualifying is done. Surprise for us, huh? Oh,
there we go. Huh. And Sharis once again for the 5th time in this season. Well, the 4th time in this season. The first one went to Swiss. 4th time in a row, takes pole position in this season, and that's pretty much where you want to be, being the first driver out on track in Monaco, right? Track position matters the most in this track of any place. And now we're gonna see if these drivers are going to, you know, start aggressive on the softs, or perhaps take the medium route, or are they gonna go along with the hards at the start? A lot of strategies, but you know, given the circumstances, there's not many options. Nick, what are the options that our drivers looking at today?
Well, given if we're assuming it's all operations for tires, right? Given that if you're expecting a full dry track, you might be expecting the mediums to the hards, maybe a swap between lap 12 to lap 15, maybe a hard to medium. That will be interesting for some of the drivers to get these slower tires out and then swap them out maybe at lap 20, lap 25. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the drivers react. Maybe you'll see some cars in the softs just to bank on maybe a safety car at start. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, that would be good to get some, you know, a good launch off the line with the soft tires and then hold position from there on. And then the safety car might bail you out, right? And, you know, like we know the meta in this game is to get fresh tires when the safety car comes out. But this is a track where, you know, it defies that logic, right? There's virtually zero chance of overtaking, although there are very, very difficult ones. But fresh tire is not going to guarantee you track position here, right? It's going to be, you know, when you pit, anticipating the traffic. If you're going to pit early to undercut the cars ahead, are you going to come out in traffic to the cars behind? Which is in turn going to allow the cars that you're trying to undercut, will allow them to do an overcut, right? So a lot of jargons there being thrown around, but I think it's up to the drivers today to decide if they're going to go aggressive or they're going to go long. I will see very, very shortly, in about a minute or two, which drivers are going for it. We'll quickly have to re-invite Tuna since it's disconnected.
Apparently, Hidir has some issues, so we might need to advise him on any issues. But the drivers are doing well in terms of making sure we have a 2-minute timer. You want me to let Hidir know that it can rejoin the session?
Yes, we will invite him very shortly. Tuna has rejoined. There you go. And where is
Hideo is above.
There we go. All right.
So we'll see how things are going. But as of now, drivers are being obedient, slowly making sure that they don't advance the race. Or maybe...
The last thing you want is a 20-second time penalty over here. And given how difficult it is to make up track position and lap time, yeah, that's probably the last thing drivers will be looking forward to. The 2 minutes are almost up, so it's almost time to go. So drivers will be allowed to go from now on. We're just waiting for everyone to confirm their fuel loads, their tire strategies, and in just short moment we're gonna go live. Well, we are already live. I mean, we're gonna go green here on track. Looks like all dry on the track, Nick. Today the skies are sunny. It's a bit cloudy in some parts. Doesn't look like it's gonna rain anytime soon. But we can't be so sure about the end, can we?
Well, it really depends on how things go, huh? It can be as sunny as you want here, but where was it again? Where you have 10 minutes remaining, but you decided to pour. Definitely not a good idea then.
Well, that will definitely throw some span in the works if we get a late rain here, perhaps in the last few laps with drivers tiptoeing around. It's always fun to watch that. I think we had that a couple of times in many races, especially in Miami. But yeah, this is Monaco Grand Prix, and the timer is ticking as you can hear in the background. It's time to go. 5 lights will be coming on. Nick, take it away.
And it's gonna be 5 red lights. And away we go. No jump start this time around, which is good. Sharius takes the lead right now. Levi on second. Swift's unable to get past them, but someone's trying to get past them. It's the Ferrari and the Red Bull side by side. Some cars side by side right now. Not sure if there's any damage being hold up. Hideo needs another invite from this whole debacle, as you see Sharius coming down into the casino section, coming down for the hairpin. As we see a little bit of touching from the Williams, not sure what has happened there. Maybe a little bit of spin as the Alpine trying to get past them. The Mercedes of AJ is getting pushed around. Unfortunately, once you're not in the train, you are definitely getting pushed around here.
A lot of 2 whites here in the first lap itself, and there you go. Elia making the brave moves there up to P9. Raiden up to P8 already on the soft tire, so he's gambling there. And let's quickly take this opportunity to re-invite Hideo into the session. Hopefully there's nothing much going to happen in the background while we are re-inviting our friend back into the lobby. But you can see in the background, Shari still leads the race and trying to pull away in sector 1. Levi is pushing hard to stay close. Switch on the hard tires, so that's a odd strategy there to go very long, but that may pay off. That may not pay off. We'll only find out towards the end of the race if that's going to be the right strategy. Kendra and Switch on the hard tires, and then a few drivers towards the back of the grid on the hard tires. So not many opting for the hards on the start here. Most of them on the mediums. Raiden and Azwan on the soft tires, so they are looking to get the early positions. Looks like it's not really worked out for them though.
Yeah, definitely with how AJ has dropped down multiple positions since the start of the race. Definitely not a good start, but we have a lot of race to go. Unfortunately,
Tuna is, oh my goodness, I think that might have been a disconnection that turned into a DNF. Unfortunate for Tuna. Unfortunate, that's part of the game, and that's our first casualty of the day.
Yeah, that is definitely very unfortunate for Tuna. Never be able to catch a break due to multiple network glitches as well as multiple game glitches. As you see
there?
The Williams as well as and they got tangled up.
And that's an incident.
The Alpine of Raiden.
Raiden and Vargas came together, looks like it, and yeah, that is not looking great so far. We were talking about aggressive moves. Raiden had to make it, but all the way from P8 now he's dropped down to P12. Shari is still leading up in front. You can see Kendra is already into the pits. Is that a front wing change coming in from that Red Bull, I believe?
Likely gonna be a front wing change because there is a lot of pushing around.
Oh no, that's just a tire change apparently. That's a quick change. So perhaps trying to go for a 2-stop, get out of traffic. Maybe he's being held up by the traffic here. Maybe it will be a good choice, maybe not. I don't know, right? We'll only find out later. Now, closest gap on track right now is between Kendrick and Rafliet, who's finally making an appearance in the Aston Martin. He was missing for the first 4 races, and now he's back in that Aston. But 3/10 or 3 seconds, that doesn't matter, right? It's how easy, it's how difficult it is to overtake around here. And we're just probably going to see this train forming up for quite a while. We're right on board with Raiden once again, who seems to have recovered a little bit. I don't think there's damage on his car. But that so incident is definitely not going to bode well after this in the steward's room.
Yeah, I think that he's going to get any brownie points from his competitors as well. It is an unfortunate situation, but we'll have to see with more perspective in terms of what actually happened. Sharius, though, getting rushed behind by Levi, 3/10 behind Sharius. I think Levi will like to be as close to Sharius as possible to make sure that they don't lose any toe during this entire race. But as Levi has expressed during their practice, that is pretty tiring for him to drive a whole race stint. So it's going to be interesting to see if Levi is going to suffer from any sort of fitness issues. At the end of the day, both drivers are on controller, so it's definitely a lot more harder to do any sort of fine-tune changes, especially such a narrow track. But if it's anyone who's able to do it, it's definitely these two to bring it home.
Yeah, and Levi, I think he is trying to make up the position on Sharius here to get into P1 and hold it out in front, get the track position and then hold it off. But we'll quickly have to turn our attention to the back of the grid. Looks like there's some more incidents there. It is Naufal this time who has gone off. And yeah, he's gone off at the Nouvelle Chicane, looks like it. He's lost his wing by the looks of it. A few drivers are going past him. And Heater has once again disconnected. So let's get him back into the lobby. And you can see...
I think that he's tired, is he not?
He's still running, looks like it. So let's see if it's gonna work. There you go. Naufal is into the pit. So not a good start for the Williams today. Naufal having incident in the Nouvelle Chicane, and Bagas as well a few laps earlier into the Nouvelle Chicane. He was dived down the inside by Raiden, and then on the exit they had some collision. So well, a few things happened, and it's about recovery drive from here on out. Let's see if Heater is around. Looks like no, I don't see Heater online anymore, so that might have been a disconnection for good there. So we'll have to wait for him to rejoin. And back to the action though for a moment. Yeah, we see Rono here. Yeah, Rono and
taking a good run.
Yeah, I always get confused between Sharius and Shahir. Because of this first prefix of the name, which is pretty similar. But there you go, Rono following his mate just closely. You can never tell, if the driver behind is quicker or not, or the driver in front is just taking it easy, saving their tires, going long. It's one of the things that we can never ever find out in Monaco until the car ahead is into the pits, right? And then the driver behind is released. Then we might see some last minute pace there to perform the overcut. But we're still far away from the first pit stop paces here, and we're only in lap 6, so probably around lap 10 onwards we may see some of the drivers go for a very early undercut onto the hards. But lap 12 to 15, as you said, is probably where we'll likely see the medium runners jumping in.
Roughly though, our first time seeing Roughly on the grid, seems like it's pretty... Seems like their input's pretty alright. They're pretty smooth. Just now, just tailing in the back of Ayman Haikal, slowly making sure that they don't do any silly mistakes. Trying to make sure that their debut race is good enough. Their debut race is clean, stable, and making sure that they're able to complete this race. It is the first time around though, so I think they will be very curious about their pace against the grid. So I guess we'll have to see how things go for them. So far, just being as close to.
Oh, but it's picked up 3-second time penalty though, so from cutting the track limits. Bagas picks up 3 seconds as well, and you can see it is a long train all the way up to P7 here, led by Aswan so far. Yellow into turn 1, and that is a Red Bull that has gone around. That is Elia who has spun around, going the wrong way. And did I see a front wing missing on that Red Bull? It is a front wing missing there. So let's ride on board with him and see. Yeah, there you go. As we got past him, his teammate got past him. We can see Elia lost quite a bit of momentum there. His front wing is gone, and he's going to limp back into the pits. Oh, careful there, sir. Oh, that is horrible. That is horrible understeer there with the broken wing. Well, hope he survives the lap. Now we'll have to get back to the action on track, which is I think
he's parking.
Elias gonna call it a day. And did he just miss this? Yeah, he's
No,
retired
he
there.
retired it.
And there you go. So he's retired safely, as safe as it could be. Ideally you want to drive back to the pits, but given the horrible understeer he's had. But we'll have to pause that thought for a moment here. Aswan gets a big snap on the swimming pool chicane, almost losing it, and Tomo almost found a way around it. Can he get past him now though on this straight?
With DRS on maybe, but AJ here, good on power, but good on ERS. I don't think Tomo's able to do it unless he dives on the inside and he thinks better of it. Coming to T1, definitely more opportunities to do an overtake. I think Tomo knows this. And AJ is not really holding off him up that much unless AJ makes another mistake. But it's definitely good for Tomo to just keep it safe, making sure it's clean. You see drivers already having accidents here and there, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see, especially with the blue flags here.
It's a tap there from Tomo. Luckily, no incidents just there. But I think what Aswan's doing here, holding on for himself on these soft tires here, is also helping his teammate up in front in P3, right? Switch is going long on the hards, and that's going to provide a big buffer for Switch to drop back into a nice position once the pit stop phases have completed. And later on, Aswan might jump Switch by pitting earlier, but they can just swap positions later on and make sure they get the team result that they need here. And Tomo once again riding super close to Aswan here. He is on the medium tires compared to Aswan's aging soft, so you can see the loss of grip is very prominent on that soft tires on the Mercedes there. And is that a front wing right end plate missing from the Mercedes as well? We can see, let's see from the far shot. Yeah, it looks like the end plate on that Mercedes is missing. So that might explain why Aswan is going super slow right now.
Might be, but it definitely it might be also just be the capable limits of AJ itself. He is struggling right here in this track, regardless of the front wing end plate. Is there a better shot there? I don't think.
Yeah, there we go. We saw for a brief moment the front wing end plate is still intact, so perhaps there's no damage. It could just be the soft tires are just horrible race tires, right? And let's quickly bring up the tire graph here as well. Aswan and Raiden both on the soft tires. They're just doing their best to stay on track right now and wait out for a safety car. That's what they will need. Otherwise, they're going to be, in big trouble here to go long on the soft tires. But they can still go onto the hards, get an early undercut, get the track position, and then hold it out later as well. Once again, no, Tomo getting super close on the New World chicane, but can't do much. Aswan runs a little bit wide on in the final corner. Anthony knows here. Now on the exit, gets a little bit of a snap, but no, just a little bit of battery for defense, and he stays ahead. That is how difficult it is to overtake around here in Monaco. But there you go. There is some contact, and that's definitely the wrong way to overtake. Aswan's been spun around there, and I think this is definitely going to be a pit stop for Aswan straight away. And Tomo there though, I think as much as he wanted to avoid the collision, he's caused one. And Aswan looks like he has some wing damage right now.
He has a lot of wing damage, or a very worn out tire, given that he has spun his tires just to get around. Understeers galore. I think we'll have to have a different camera angle to see how much damage he has. Tomo, however, getting overtaken by Raiden. Raiden definitely took advantage of it, but we'll see how Tomo reacts to try to get back that pace from him. Definitely not a good look for some of the drivers here driving tonight, but it is kind of unfortunate. It's a very narrow track. When you have that much pace gap in between drivers, things are bound to happen, but definitely it is up to the drivers to make sure that they overtake as fast as possible, and also to conduct the racing as safely as possible. As you see multiple drivers getting
wow, beautiful shot here. Raiden running wide and Tomo going for the move here. Can he go for the overtake now on the straight here? Ayman Haikal finds an opportunity as well to attack the Alfa Romeo, but no, not enough straight, not enough length there to go past. And that is Rafli? Is that Rafli? Yeah, it is Rafli who has spun there. And yeah, he has spun. He has gone side by side with someone and up the hill. There you go. Still has
Missing an
majority
end
of
plate,
his
though.
front wing, but his left end plate, yeah, Nick, yeah, rightly spotted there. His left end plate is gone. So it's starting to unravel here as the laps are going on. Drivers are trying to make moves here, which is nice to see. But given the narrow characteristics of this track, it's starting to be a little bit spicy around here today, Nick.
Definitely very spicy. To be fair, the F1 cars have become wider and longer as we see going into the hybrid era. This has definitely caused some cars to just not behave with the way that the not so smooth roads of Monaco would like to have. Remember, these are ground effect cars. They do not have much top of the wing downforce, and as such, given how bumpy Monaco is.
Oh, I think Tomo might have been just bumped there by Ayman Halka from the rear. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was a bump. Yeah, speaking of bumps, Nick, back to you.
Sorry, but yeah, it's definitely not ideal for these cars because you're losing downforce. You don't have much grip. It's really just down to the driver to make sure that you don't rely too much on the downforce to make an overtake here. You want to make sure that you are driving as safe as possible. As Kendra tried to make a move on Ayman, definitely not a place to do it. Definitely, it's all up to the drivers to make sure that you're able to handle a car that has basically no downforce on this track.
Alright, right now, 4-man train here. Who will blink first? Kendra's getting held up. Ayman's getting held up. Tomo's getting held up. All of them are being held up by Raiden here on the old soft tires here. So it's only a matter of time. I think someone in this train is going to blink and go for the undercut. There we go. Kendra's going for the move here though.
Oh my god.
Is he gonna stick it though down the inside? He's forced the McLaren off a little bit, and I think he's rightfully returned the position. Or is that an illegal overtake given to Ayman Haikal because he went off track to defend it? And unfortunate though, but there you go. Kendra has forced Ayman into a mistake and put himself up into P8. Raiden is into the pits, and there you go. Tomo has been released. So can now Tomo show any pace on those tires? On that aging medium tires, as we get a first round of pit stops coming in. Mitch picking up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting there. I wonder what has happened there. A few drivers getting penalties as well.
Might be missing a few corners in the chicane sections.
Yeah, most likely he might have just cut through the chicane, which explains that 5-second. Right, gaps on track though. Switch for a brief moment. We saw him getting pretty close to Levi Tiger Pants, and suddenly he's dropped off more than 3 seconds here, and that might just be damage, I don't know, or something else. We'll probably find out after the race what happened there in the middle of the stint. And now few drivers getting close to each other. Rono still following Shahid through. Oh, what's happened? Levi's into the pits. He's early into the pits. Yeah, there you go. He's going for the undercut, and he is going for the hard tires, and he will go till the end. Question is, will he come out in clean? And looks like there might be just gap here ahead of Tomo. There you go. Yeah, there is enough gap for the drivers to come out in clean air now, Nick.
To be fair, lap 14 is the expected lap predicted strategy that we have this time around. If there is no safety car, Levi will be going to the end of the race in these hard tires.
Right, and now that he's in clean air, 5 seconds next, he's gonna come up to Rono and Shahedo.
Oh, that is a
lap car of Hider,
the
disconnected car of Hider actually, is giving way. And yeah, Levi now, he's done his pit stop, so he's on the fresh hard tires. He'll have a little bit of a gap to catch up to Rono and Shahir before he gets to overtake them on track, or if they pull out of the way and go into the pits, right? So that's the only way he's probably going to overtake them. He's already caught up by 1.5 seconds to Shahir and Rono here in this lap alone.
Yeah, definitely. Still more races, a lot of laps to come to see how things are going, but it is unfortunate to see so many drivers unable to tame Monaco as a whole. Multiple time penalties here, as you see the most right now, Rafley having 11 seconds, but also we see a lot of drivers just having a lot of a driving train against their competitors. Right now we have a train in front with Kendra right in front. That is the initial train from.
There you go, Kendra's into the pits. Rono's into the pits as well. Levi, wow, look at that. He's already behind Shahid on this lap. So Shahid, he might want to respond up in front in P1 to preserve his lead. He's probably going to box around this time around, this lap, or maybe next lap. in order to preserve his lead here. All the while, his teammate Ayman Haikal is holding up the queue a little bit, and that's probably going to help Ayman as well as the race unfolds. Levi, let's see what he's up to this time around. They are side by side almost, and Levi is hustling Shahir around here on those pressure tires now.
Yeah, definitely being held up by Shahir right now. It's definitely needs to find a way to get past the Ferrari in front, but he has to be patient. He does want to, push it a little bit too hard. Oh, as he forces a small mistake, I think,
there.
but gives the position back. Definitely has to maybe try to make an overtake possible in this small straight that he has, but I got a feeling that might not happen. Oh, as he almost taps drive Ferrari.
That might have been a tap there by Levi. Aggressive. And might have been just a little too aggressive, but you can understand Levi's frustration there. He's on the fresh tires. It's time to get past Shahir, who's on the old tires, trying to undercut Charis there. So Levi had to make the move go there. Question is, will Charis respond this lap round? And
I think no.
Not yet. It's his teammate that is responding, but he might just go in this lap.
Maybe, but as you heard just now, Shahir, they already have issues with locking up. I think the tires are definitely on the way out, or maybe just some drivers that are not equipped with ABS, since ABS is an assist here, just having issues with locking up, and that is a little bit unfortunate for them, given that locking up does eat away your tire life a lot here. So definitely have to really work out a strategy to make sure that you don't eat up the tires as we race here.
Yeah, and let me just turn down the game volume just a touch, and then we'll get back onto it.
All right, we have more laps remaining. I think we are.
We still have halfway to go. We're not even halfway through yet, actually. Surprisingly,
in a couple of laps,
we're almost there. Yeah, and we still have Charis leading out in front, holding on as long as possible. I think this might be his in lap here, considering Levi is already catching up to the back of Switz. So Charis, who had that 8-second gap, now he's finally making use of that gap, and there's some lap cars ahead as well, so he might want to jump into the pits right now to clear that gap and come back ahead in the lead. And all the while we can see more battles going on track. Lemon has pitted as well. A lot of drivers now finally making their first and only pit stop of the race. He gets passed by Ayman Haikal on that undercut, so there you go, undercut proving powerful once again. Around the outside though, Kenrick, he couldn't get close enough to Lemon to make that overtake. Okay, so that's all the margin. That's all that matters around here, right? Undercut was O-cut. Can you nail the outlap and whatnot? We have a few more penalties coming in as well. We are still keeping an eye on Levi here, who's pushing really hard. Now on the back of Switz already. Charis still staying out. I think he's just playing this gap here, and Switz lets him by smartly, knowing this is not his race. He's on the hard tires, he's gonna go long, and this might just turn into an opportunity for Levi to undercut Charis here. So we'll watch on board with Levi for a lap longer.
But here's the question though: if Switz can quote unquote fight for him for the position, he's gonna make Levi get a very big
VSC?
gap for P2. Oh,
VSC?
there is
That
a VSC.
is a VSC. Oh my goodness. You know what? This is going to play exactly into the hands of Charis and the ones who have not boxed just yet, including the likes of Switz. So, okay, what has happened there? We don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, the VSC just came out of nowhere, and that is a free get out of jail ticket for Charis. He's going to jump into the pits, and he's going to get a set of hard tires to go till the end.
And that is definitely a good. But also, have you noticed? Charis has extended their medium tire stints. We expected it to be done in lap 14, lap 15. This is lap 18. They were still on the original medium tires.
Yeah, that is. I think he was just playing around with the gap that he had to Levi there, and now the safety car, the VSC, has actually bailed him out. Switz is taking this opportunity as well on the VSC to go onto a set of mediums and win. Yeah, Nick. Wow, okay, so that might have
Was that
explained
damage?
why he was slow. But on the exit, this is gonna be tight. Is he gonna lose track position to Shahid? Shahid's boxing as well, finally. And now Rono across the line. This might be an overtake here coming in from Rono for the track position for P3. He gets past Switz. He's up into the podium position right now. Rono with that massive undercut early on. He's up into P3 now.
Yeah, but Rono might need a second pit stop given that they're in the medium tire. My question is, why is Switz in the medium tire? Actually, no, Switz should be in the medium tire because they're in the hards.
Good question there. Exactly, yeah. Rono went onto the mediums quite early, assuming from the hard tires. So, or was that another set of mediums? We'll have to check back later. But yeah, no idea what's Rono up to right now. But as it is net P3 for him. So, great effort there to jump a few cars and get himself up into the podium paying position.
It's definitely very interesting. There is multiple yellow flags just now, but it's definitely very interesting to see as you see yellow flags for the Red Bull. I think the Red Bull just came in. That's Kendra in for another wing change. It seems. That's the Ferrari of I assume Shire here, trying to overtake on the lap car at the
It is
swimming pool
Shahid,
chicane.
and he is right on the back of Redden. So this time around, it's I think Shahid might have been caught out by that VSC as well or something. He's dropped below Raiden here. So we'll take a look at the tire age here. We probably get an idea. There you go. Raiden boxed 6 laps earlier. He was on the soft tires. He boxed earlier onto the hards. Made the undercut work. Despite the VSC, he stayed ahead of Shahid now.
Yeah, Kendrick I think just spun there at the swimming pool. Right now they stopped for a bit. That caused the yellow flag, but now they're recovering, getting chased down by the Aston Martin. I assume that would be Rafley coming down into Sector 3. It's definitely interesting to see not just the drivers that we are focusing right now, but so as the rest of the grid just slowly fighting against the rest. I think that is Rafley, right? Yes, it is.
It is roughly that is Hideo's disconnected car actually. Yeah, let's just see if he's still around. If he's waiting for him, right?
I don't think he's around, but we can try
anymore. Yeah, and we'll just give it a one last attempt here to allow him a fighting opportunity. If he's not online, well, so be it. That's the reality of racing sometimes. And he is offline. No. Looks like it. So that's going to be the end of Hideo's race today. He's going to be in P17 at best. Mitch in P18. Good first race. I think he's keeping it clean so far. Not exactly.
Oh, as you say,
yeah.
Commentator's curse.
Well, as long as he's not parked up on the exit, I think the game will be happy to let him continue. And there you go. He's back on track. First race jitters, I guess. The nerve sets it. After a while, you get used to it. Now, let's quickly turn our attention. Nick, did you spot something here with our race leader?
No, I only... Oh, they got a penalty. What? Huh?
Yeah, we missed that. Somehow, Shari's got a 3-second time penalty in all that mix-up that we've had after the BSC. So that's probably an invitation, probably for Levi to up his pace, try to catch up. But looking at the first stint, Shari's had the pace over Levi as well. So it's not going to be as easy as that. Unless there's a late safety car which bunches the pack once again, So that might change things around.
Definitely very interesting as you see Switz setting in the fastest lap at 1:11.037. A few seconds slower than our qualifying times. But then again, they were on the soft tires. This is the medium tires that we're talking about, so there is some expected pace gap that we have, but definitely very interesting to see that the fastest times have dropped off significantly compared to our qualifying time.
Yeah, and I'm assuming he didn't want to use his entire battery. Oh, that is Naufal. That is the Williams.
There's another VSC.
That is another VSC. Yeah. Okay. We were hoping for a safety car, but it's only a VSC. Will that get converted into a full-blown safety car? I don't know. As we are going to head into the Noval chicane where the incident happened. Right on board with Kendra. This is where Naufal had an incident, looks like it, and collided and disconnected. There you go. One Williams out of the race. And Kendra, oh, he's picked up a drive-through
Oh,
for
no.
speeding under the VSC. That's going from bad to worse for the Red Bull team today.
Oh,
Man, one
that
driver
is-
out and another driver having troubles on track.
And Kendra's not carrying much and just driving into the drive-through, I think, as much as possible. Yep, as he does. Since we already have a drive-through, so serve it.
Back to some more action here. We have Shahe and Raiden. Oh, Switz! Switz has gotten past Rono, and there's a safety car all of a sudden.
What the
What
heck?
has happened there? Wow!
This is insane.
This is indeed. And Tomo, who rushed into the pits, picks up a 5-second penalty. Unfortunate for him. So this is all turning heads over tails all of a sudden. A VSC and now suddenly a safety car as well. We'll try to go on board with our race leader here. Now, Nick, quick prediction in 5 seconds. Pit or no pit? I say no pit.
Pit.
Oh, he pits!
Yes.
He pits! Oh, Shari's
Likely
pits.
for the soft tires,
Wow.
actually. Or is it the medium tires?
That's a question to be answered very
And
shortly.
then referee
It
gets
is-
a drive-through for speeding on the safety car.
Okay. Oh, and Sharis has to double stack with his teammate beating in just earlier. And that means he's going to get held up here. Is Levi going to jump him though? No. Levi was way behind and he's not going to get jumped. But this is an opportunity for Levi on the restart. Soft tires going onto the AlphaTauri. Levi is not leaving any space for mistakes here today. He's going for the win.
It's definitely interesting to see how the race has entailed. We see multiple. Oh, why is Ronald getting a 5-second penalty for free collision with Switz?
Wow, he might have tapped Switz on the entry into the pit lane. That might explain. But we'll get that checked after the race for sure. But for now, I think that 5 second will haunt him till the end. Unless there's another pit stop, then it's going to be painful for him. Ronald comes out in P4. Switz in P3. So Switz is back into the podium paying position. Lemon, look at that. 12 positions up. He's now riding in PE5. Will he stop? No, he stays out. He wants to stay out and hold the track position. Raiden P6 on the fresh mediums. Shahe on the fresh mediums as well. Let's quickly take a look at the tire graphics. Tomo in P8. Now he's on fresh mediums as well, having a 5-second penalty. Bagas, the sole running Williams for today. He is trying his best to recover after the early collision he had with Tomo. And he's down in P9 now. So Ahmad Haikal now in P10 as well. So it's gonna take a lap or two for the entire pack to bunch up once again, Nick. And I think for once we can say there's some action on Monaco. We didn't expect this much action, but it's still nevertheless way more than we expected.
There's definitely a lot of action. I think, well, all for the wrong reasons. I don't feel right here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. So we have some support coming in for Lemon as well in the chat. So Alan cheering Lemon on. So Alan, who did get to race today, being the reserve. So I will hope Alan gets a chance next week. Perhaps as a full-timer, perhaps as a reserve. We don't know. We'll find out. And safety car is finally caught up to the first driver on the track. Sharis is catching up to the train. So is the rest of the pack, and we'll slowly catch up and see if drivers are going to, what are they going to do. Right now, tire ages, which is the most important thing, I guess. Lemon here stayed out on the hard tires that he boxed on early on in the stint, so he's not going to lose the track position. He knows this is a high scoring opportunity for the Haas team today. Staying up in P5. Raiden though, we know he's aggressive. He might go for the move on the restart. And Shahe as well. Everyone behind him on fresh tires. So Lemon will have his work cut out on the restart. He'll have to defend rather than attack. And all the while, the top four, you can see it's a checkerboard here. Medium, soft, medium, soft. So drivers are looking to get the jump on each other on the restart here. It's going to be interesting.
I think it'll be very interesting indeed, as you see the pack slowly catching up. We still have a few drivers coming out, but I think what's more interesting is there's so many penalties in front. It really, especially with the safety car restart, it's gonna be very interesting to see how much of a gap the grid is gonna try to extend as much as possible, just so they can clear every penalty that is available in the game. If not, it's gonna be very interesting to see some of the positions getting shuffled around.
Right,
Given
and
that.
we did see that Charis has a 3-second time penalty, and also let's also just check with Levi. He's already on 2 warnings here, so he's on his last straw. One more warning and he's gonna get a 3-second time penalty, and all the advantage that he's looking for will be gone. Now he has a 3-second time penalty, Charis. Levi has fresher tire, softer tires on the restart, so this is an opportunity for Levi to go for the move, but he'll have to stick it, make it clean. And once he's in front, he'll have to manage the pace from there on, and the win might just be Levi's here today. Switz holding out on the mediums in P3. He'll have Rono at the back of him on the soft tires, who has a 5-second penalty, which may be removed after the race. Also, Switz will have to build that 3-second gap as well. So it's not over just yet. Track limit penalties, speeding penalties and whatnot will come into play towards the end of the race. Few more drivers are going to catch the train at the end of this lap. It's going to be Hitter's disconnected car, looks like it, yeah. And then the 2 Alfa Romeos are finally joining the queue, and we might have a restart at the end of this lap here.
It's gonna be interesting to see how things will go in the restart. Here's another question though: when will the safety car come in? Because the shorter the safety car comes in, the more time drivers have to push out as hard as possible. But some of the cars in the soft tires that you have, as we have our answer now, safety cars coming in this lap. But some of the drivers in the softy tires, will they make it to the very end?
It is possible to make it till the end. Will they have the pace though on the restart to overtake? That's the question. I suppose it's going to be answered by Levi and Rono here. And now let's ride on board with them and see on the restart how it goes. Charis pulls off early, and there you go. It's a green. And away we go for the restart of this race after a safety car. And now immediately on the restart here, we can see Rono on the back of Switzerland, but no DRS just yet. So no overtaking opportunity as of yet.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty close for the rest of them. Safety car restart. There is a very big gap though. Who's that in front of the train? But as you see, the leaders already have his own train. See that some drivers have some collision. Why is that?
Oh, okay, that's funny.
Those two.
Yeah, that's the ghosted car of Hitter causing some troubles from Zenubi, looks like it. And there we go. Let's get back up ahead though, where the main battle is going to be Charis versus Levi. Charis is trying to pull away. Levi is trying to catch up and stay within that 3 seconds. Okay, this is spicy. This has potential for good results at the end here. But looks like Charis just has a little bit of pace on the restart for now.
As we kind of expect, but Levi is trying to build a gap as much as possible, already 1.1 seconds ahead of Switz. He just has to make sure that while he's making the gap to not mess up any more track cuts, or else he'll nullify all the gap that he has made. Although I don't see Switz catching up, but it will be good for him to build more. As you see the Alpine touching wheels with the Haas.
Indeed, and that's a good exit there for Raiden. But on the inside of turn 1, Lemon fights back to keep that P5. They're going side by side up the hill, and Raiden gets ahead on that medium tires, making the fresher tires, softer tires work to his advantage. And Lemon is forced to settle for P6 right now.
Definitely a little bit of pushing. I don't think these cars are made for that, the Saint GT Racing, but we'll have to see if they are, if there's any damage that has been affected from the door pushing. As you see, some cars can ghosted here and there, maybe due to connection issues, due to how close everyone is. Definitely a very interesting race to say the least.
Yeah, and seems like on the restart, Charis has managed to... Oh, hang on, hold that thought. Shahei was almost going for a move there on Lemon, but he had to back out. He didn't have the gap on the inside. It was too tight. He pulls out of the slipstream, and now Vargas was looking for a way through as well. So, an attack suddenly turns into a defense, and that's pretty much what we're expecting to turn out here. Now, DRS has been enabled this lap. Shahei will be able to use it at the start of next lap. But on the exit, he gets a good launch here. And now Lemon on the outside, on the inside line, is defending hard. What's going to happen here? He gets ahead. Lemon defends the position, but taps the wall. And Shahei goes through on the outside and takes the P6 away. And now Bagas is immediately on the back of the Haas. Valiant effort there though by Lemon. Clean and hard defending there. But you know, mistakes can happen. He hit the wall and there you go. Wow, alright.
Yeah, lucky for him, the end plate is still intact though, so definitely can still fight back against Bagas, but how long will Bagas be patient? As almost Bagas tries to loop Lemon Boy in front of him, so definitely have to be very careful on the exit. But as you see here into the underground, there is a good run. Lemon Boy a little bit slow, but he's getting boxed in though. I don't think there is a good place for him. No, never mind, he does make an overtake at the swimming pool section. As you see Mitch getting a penalty. And he gets the overtake done. There is multiple cars
clean
struggling
move there
here.
by Bagas. Late braking and Lemon, I think, struggling a little bit on the old hard tires now. He's going to fall to Ayman Haikal, I assume, who is already on the back of him. Both of them tapping the wall a little bit. And now into Larascas. Is Ayman going to go for it? Oh, taps him around. But keeps it clean so far. Alright, now on the exit. It's going to happen here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the tires on the Haas is definitely just a little bit too old to do anything, and I think he's not gonna be happy with the
once again
circumstances that he had. Oh, that is gonna be a push into the wall.
Yeah, once again, Lemon takes the inside line and defends it. Ayman tried to go around the outside, but he knew there was no more space. And Azwan, in that kerfuffle, has taken the spot away from Ayman Haikal, and now Azwan's turn to attack on Lemon Boy here. So Lemon Boy here doing a great job here, defending super hard and cleanly so far in this race. And
and there is Kendra. I'm not sure what's going on with
yeah,
Kendra.
he's letting the cars by as he's been lapped here. And back onto the action here. Azwan gets a decent exit. He is on much more battery. This time Lemon takes the hang on there. Lemon takes the inside line. Azwan is forced to back out, and I think he backed out a little too late and hit the wall there. Okay, so it is really heating up here for P8 right now. Lemon putting up a great defense right now.
There is a lot of forced mistakes here. We're not sure how cleanly the racing is because due to switching, it is a very narrow track with how many cars are being shown and how many camera angles there are. But definitely a lot of fighting and position changing between this train. Kendra, I think, is just trying to unlap themselves against all this. But unfortunately, they are kind of distracting for the lapping cars, so I'm not sure how the others are going to feel about this.
Yeah, unless he's quicker than Lemon, he'll get past Lemon and then try to pull away, but at the same time, he's not exactly doing his best here. So it looks like he might just ghost himself through Lemon and try to get away. But I'm guessing this is not ideal for Kendra, who may get handed 5 seconds unfairly by the game. But now, looks like Kendra has pulled ahead. And if Lemon will be a good guy and let Kendra pull away, that would be great. But now, there you go. Azwan spots an opportunity. This time, Lemon parks it at the middle of the track and does not allow Azwan through once again.
Yeah, I think that's the unfortunate downside of Monaco. A little bit too narrow for a too wide. So drivers try to find their way to park it in the middle as much as they could. But some drivers definitely do not take it. And definitely, there's that tap on the wall.
It is a tap on the wall, and now Tomo is right on the back of Ayman. Let's see
if they get an overtake. I think some of the drivers are definitely struggling now with a little bit of damage that they sustain. So it's definitely not ideal for most of them. So definitely have to be careful. I think Lemon has definitely been a little bit responsible for some of the wings that have been lost this time around.
For sure. But yeah, he is on older hard tires compared to everyone else, so he's gonna have that pace deficit. And now Azwan is trying all sorts of tricks that he knows in the book to get past him. Ayman has lost it, and that is a late safety car once again. God. And that's going to throw another span in the works. Azwan picks up a 5 second for tapping the back of Lemon. I'm sure he will want that to be removed at the end, assuming he does not pit.
Ideal.
What that means is Sharis now, he's going to jump into the pits. Levi is jumping in as well. Switz is jumping in. Is Rono going to stay out? Is Rono going to stay out? He's pitting.
No.
Everyone's pitting. So I thought someone would have stayed out to at least, get the track position on the restart. But no, everyone's staying out here. That is a big risk taken by everyone. But now everyone's on the soft tire in here. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is going to neutralize the race, huh?
Relate drama, and now there we go, Nick. Towards the end, like you said, track limit penalties, time penalties. This is where it's all going to matter now.
It's where all things are gonna matter. Unfortunately for some of the drivers, not much, but Shahir is definitely want to stay within Sweet's 3-second penalty on the restart, just so they could get the last podium spot. But here's the thing: is Shahir gonna pit for? I don't think Shahir is pitting for tires. Is he not?
Shahir and Baga stayed out, so they are prioritizing track position. And there you go. It's top 3 has pitted, and they come out exactly where they were, whereas the rest of the grid has stayed out. Raiden, though, he was running in P5 behind his teammates, so both of them have pitted. Now they're down to 9 and 10. Will that soft tire pay off? Or will the gamble for track position pay off for Shahir, for Bagas, for Lemon, for Azwan, for Tomo here in P4 to P8? While the top 3, I think, is pretty much going to run away and get the podium here. The question is, who is going to take the top step here today?
I guess we'll have to find out the safety car restart. From what we expect, maybe definitely Blitz might have a swap with Shahir, but we'll have to also see how much penalty Bagas has, just to see if Switz might have a swap with some of the other drivers. AJ though might lose more than a few positions due to his 5-second penalty.
And I think he's done the right decision to stay out on that because that 5-second can be removed. It was unfairly given.
If it's unfairly given.
Yeah, if he boxed, that penalty would have been served under a safety car, and as per our rules, that cannot be removed from your race finish time because the race is neutralized. So he's doing his best in P7 and he's prioritizing track position above anything. And well, maybe that might pay off at the end. With the drivers ahead having some time penalties, it might just pay off at the end. But anyway, looks like we may have a restart. Not this lap, for sure. I think the longer it's waiting out, the better it's going to be for the likes of Levi here, because he gets less laps to complete towards the end of the race and less worry about that 3-second that Sharis has, right? And 5 laps to go. It is really a question of who can do it and who's gonna crumble under the pressure.
I think a lot of the cars are expected to crumble under pressure. We have seen how some of the drivers behave on the restart, so it won't be surprised for us to see some side-by-side action, but it's more about seeing how they perform it, I guess, making sure that they don't catch each other's wheels as they go side by side. It is not a place where you can untangle yourself pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's better to not be within the tangling zones.
Right. Safety car will be staying out for one more lap as we have a Haas at the back of the grid. That might be Mitch in P14. This is what we always talk about, right? Keep it clean and you might just benefit from someone else's misery. And Mitch is doing exactly that in his debut race here today. Kept it clean so far. We saw a few spins and whatnot, but he's kept it clean, out of incidents, out of the walls. And guess what? He's running up in P14. That's many more points than you will expect, to get out of the first race. And quickly, you can also see drivers have made up the most positions for today. Let's give a quick applause to Lemon Boy in P6 there. He started in P17 and now he's all the way up to P6. The one place where you can make strategy work in your favor, and he made it work today. Boxed early for the hard tires, stayed out on that VSC, stayed out on the safety car, and stayed out for this safety car as well. He's running up in P6. Bagas as well. Great job there after an early incident. He's up back into P5. Shahir and well, pretty much the top 4 has stayed where they are, but they've had the pace over everyone else and they've made the decision at the right time. Bagas has a good recovery. Azwan as well has a good recovery after a massive first couple of laps there. Tomo, despite having some incidents, now is back up to P8. Rono and Redden though, they've taken the gamble to go on to the soft tires here towards the closing stage. So this is going to be where we might see some action on the restart. While the top 3 are going to battle themselves out, it's going to be chaotic here for the Alpines to make up the track position once again. Safety guys in this lap, Nick. That's your cue once again. Let's go.
As Sharis holds up the grid, as you can see here. As the safety car comes into the pits, we're just all waiting for Sharis to go and likely going to go on the last corner as he does right now, pushing it all the way to the limits, and it'll be green. It'll be green right now. Levi definitely going to be
It is green, green, green.
trying to be as
Exactly.
close as possible for the restart. Not much action at the front as we expected, as Levi's going to get gapped by... as you see, almost losing it, coming to the T1, but I think we're trying to see if there's any more traffic. No, there isn't much. Everyone's kind of settled down into their own little cozy slot, so definitely pretty interesting. I think we see a couple of Alfa Romeos in front that might swap places here and there with the Ferrari, as they do.
And we have the
definitely-
Alpines as well on the restart here. So Renault ahead of Raiden. And well, ahead of them is a long, long train. If they can get past this train in 4 laps, they're going to get up to P5 probably. Yeah, so it's a big, big ask considering it's Monaco, right? And it's not 1 car, it's 4 cars they have to pass. So it's not going to be the easiest task here. So Renault gets past the lap car there. And now, wow, so much more grip on the soft tires. There you go. First mistake by Tomo. And Renault goes through, takes the P8 away. And can Raiden get past? No, he couldn't get the opportunity as his teammate did. Up in front still though, Levi is sticking within 3 seconds of Charis. How long though can Charis hold on that pace? We'll find out towards the end of the race for sure. Now Renault on the back of Azwan. 2 good buddies. Will Renault be led past by Azwan? Will Azwan hold him up? It's all about the gamesmanship here today. Pretty sure Azwan would like to hold position and help his teammate up in front as well. And help the team score more points here today.
Yeah, definitely, that's like to think more about just the driver championship structures as well. It's definitely something that needs to be accounted for in F1. As you see, Ronald just having more pace, he's braking later than the rest of the grid. Definitely very interesting. Make sure to not get any sort of accidents though. You definitely do not want any more time penalties here as we are in the closing stages of the race. But
3 laps,
will he be able to make a good
3
exit
positions. Can he do it, Nick?
Maybe, maybe not. He doesn't have to do it, but if he wants to, he can definitely try to. Oh, as you see, not enough pace coming to the swimming pool, definitely getting held up. Oh, as you see, the car in front causing a bit of an accident.
Yeah, Lemon
Causing a
once
bit
again
small
putting
train.
up a great defense here against Azwan, who is also forced to defend from Tomo at the same time. So defense and attack at the same time. Charis almost pulled out a 3-second gap there, so he's most likely looking clear
and
for
there's a
that. A few more collisions going on in the back, and that's not nice as well. 2 drivers being ping-ponged by each other just because of 1 collision I've made. So it is all chaotic. Azwan now trying to go around the outside, but not enough space.
Oh, and
Lemon
tap on the back.
defense hard once again. Now will Renault go through? No, not enough space to squeeze through.
And definitely a little bit aggressive given how you don't see this kind of action in
there
real
we
life.
go. Oh, this might be it. This might be it for Renault. He goes down the inside, Azwan around the outside, but he gets the line. Now Renault gets ahead once again. There you go. It's up to P7 for Renault. Cleanly as you like. And Raiden as well is up to P9. So he's made up another position. Now up ahead for Renault is going to be Lemon. Well, Lemon was defending hard against Azwan, who both of them were on the same tires. But now on the fresher tires, this is Renault. He pulls out on the last moment smartly.
Yeah, definitely a very close fight for P5 right now. Definitely very interesting to see how drivers are going to end up. Azwan though having small... Oh my god.
That is
Raiden.
big boo-boo there. Raiden getting a little feisty and spun Azwan around. Not a good race for Azwan, I think. By all means, he's done his best, but circumstances has forced him off the best position he could take.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing that racecraft has dropped in Monaco, but it is Monaco after all. But definitely not ideal to see so many collisions, so many penalties to be handed out this round.
Right, up ahead, this is the final lap. So, Charis has pulled out a 5-second gap. Levi could not do enough today, so we'll cut on board to Charis as he's coming across the last corner very shortly. The battle is still raging on for Renault here to get that track position away from Lemon. Lemon doing so well today, defending as hard as he could, as cleanly as he could, but not enough for Renault to get past. They'll cut across to the start finish line. There we go, cross the line. for the 5th time in this season, or is it the 4th time, Charest will be your race winner here in Monaco and extends his championship lead. Levi will come across in P2, Switch takes home the P3, Shahey will come across to take P4, Bagas will come take P5, but we are still watching here. What is Lemon gonna do? Lemon has cleared the Alphas, the Alpines, and he's gonna come home in P6. A brilliant drive there from Lemon Boy to come home in P6, the highest finish ever for Haas. Well deserved. Rated in P7. Now Aswan will come home in P8. What has happened to Rono? He has dropped down a little bit. Tomo comes home in P9, promoted up to P8 after penalties. There you go. Rono will come home in P10. Kendra has DNF after he's passed the line. What's happened there? I have no idea. That's funny. And that's Hidir's disconnected car, so unfortunately he won't be scoring points. Zenubi in P13. There you go. Well done for him. Mitch, sir, what a race. What a race. First race up in P14. Well done as well. Unfortunately that we can see some incidents are coming in. So we urge drivers to stay calm. Of course, the incident reporting will be open after the race. And please submit your incidents there and we will take a look at that. Driver of the day, Lemon Boy Nick. Well deserved?
I think it comes down to us seeing the reports that come in. We do see that they did do a lot of overtakes, they did defend a lot, but I think it's really up to the stewards to see if these defending positions are fair. It is Monaco after all, it's a very tight pack, so we have to analyze very closely to make sure that all moves are done in a safe manner. So we have to see what happens next in the coming days.
Right, there we go. Charest, despite the 3-second penalty, backs the first place and the fastest lap of the day, ahead of Levi, who put in a brilliant effort here today. Just lacked probably the last 10th or 2 to challenge Charest for the position today. We might have Kenrick, who has done 5 pit stops, probably, or Kendra for contender of the most pit stop front wing changes. We'll find that out after the race if that's a legit thing. But yeah, Monaco, a lot more action than we expected. 3 safety cars at the end, which pretty much just turned the tide of the race over and gave an opportunity for some drivers, but it did not give opportunity to others. So that's the luck of the draw. And Nick, what do you make out of this today?
I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, it's nice to see a very chaotic race for us to see, but it is definitely not the best in terms of racecraft. Definitely could be better, but at the end of the day, it is Monaco.
It is Monaco,
so
indeed.
Expectations are low, but
yeah, it is expected. But drivers did their best to show up. That's the first and most important thing, showing up to the race and then performing on the race as well. Next week though, Nick, double trouble. We are heading to Baku and it's going to be a reverse grade sprint followed by a 50% race. So no qualifying. It's going to be a reverse grade based on the championship standing of today. So the likes of Charest will be at the back of the grid, and running through the Miami GP replay as well. We can see that reverse grid sprints, especially at a track like Miami, Baku, it's going to be a lot of action on track, a lot more incidents as well. Probably will be busy in the comms box after the race. But now let's head into the driver interviews and see if any drivers are ready to join us. And first one, we have Switz. Switz, who is our podium sitter, P3 for today. Please welcome everyone once again, Switz, into the comms box, into the podium. How are you, Switz?
Pretty good. I'm back.
Yeah, and back with a bang, P3. A good qualifying lap to back that P3 and then just pipped at the end for the P2. And how'd that race go? We saw you starting on the hards and that VSC came out right on time and saved you, and then the safety cars.
Yeah, it did. I actually had the front wing damage. I ate the curb on the swimming pool chicane too hard, and then I hit the wall. So I had to stay out a bit more. I could still turn, but not as much in the medium speed corners. So I had to give up my position to Levi when he was on the outlap.
I see.
and I had to like maximize the points.
All right. And then that final safety car, what made you box for the fresh tires? Why not stay out? Because there was only like 3 or 4 laps to go. Would that have not been a part of your strategy at the end?
I was thinking about it, but I saw that the front runners are too quick for to defend against. Because even though if I'll defend really hard, they'll still find a gap through, or they'll dive bomb through to get the position.
All right, decisions. That's what gets us the points at the end of the day. P3, nevertheless, a good effort though, and I'd say somewhat of a good recovery after that early wing damage, and then the VSC coming at the right time, and then all the safety cars, just turning things up and down. Any insights into what's gonna happen next week as we are heading to Baku with a reverse grid sprint?
Probably gonna be chaotic. Mostly it's gonna be like a slipstream battle for like trying to get the best like a low wing setup or something like that to maximize the straight.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be chaotic.
That's probably what we're expecting as well. And thank you so much, Switz, for joining us today here, and congratulations on that podium once again. More points for the Mercedes, but I think your teammate didn't have the luck, same luck as you today. He was involved with quite a lot of incidents. Well, he was on the receiving end of incidents, so hoping that your teammate recovers from it as well, and we'll head to Baku next week.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if there's any more drivers who would love to join us for the interviews. If not, that might just be it for today. A short and sweet session, Nick.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm glad it's gonna be short and sweet. I kind of don't have the mental capacity this time around because I have so many things to process, and it has been a very chaotic race.
Yeah, and I think that might just be it. So next week, we will be heading into Baku. Oh, okay, there we go. Before that, we have one last driver to interview. And please welcome Raiden into the chat. So Raiden, it was looking good at the end there, P4 and P5 for both the Alpines, and then you both boxed for fresh tires. Dropped a lot of track positions with not many laps to go. What made you made the decision to box instead of
I don't know. Actually, my engineer did. I don't know. Actually, my engineer asked me not to pit, but I decided that I felt like my tire is gonna die anytime soon. So like, I feel like, but in all of sense, I should have listened to him.
Yeah, that was a close call there, because if you stayed out, that might have been a potential P1 there. Although you'll have to defend against faster drivers on faster tires at that time, so probably would have dropped back to the same position. But it is Monaco after all, so defense is not a problem, but attacking is the problem around here, right?
I mean, wait. Sorry, what's the question again? Sorry,
it's just a statement on that pit stop, right? Like if you have stayed out, you probably would have been out in P1 on the safety car restart, but then you would have to defend against drivers on faster tires.
Yeah, and I have a 3-second penalty as well, so it wasn't gonna be ideal for that.
I see. Well, I guess once again it comes down to decisions, and there were a lot of incidents. Some of it we saw you involved, some of it you were on the receiving end. It is Monaco after all. It's a tough track to navigate. What was your mindset coming into this track? Was it just get through the race, or were you in there to get as many positions today?
I mean, obviously it wasn't a good qualifying for myself today. I started like P9. Granted, because I was having a lot of work, so I didn't manage to practice a lot. But nonetheless, I did have a very good engineer today. So obviously, I mean, thanks a lot to him. I couldn't say his name because he was not supposed to help me, but
oh, that's fine. All right, we'll keep it anonymous. And I think having a race engineer sometimes helps you out with these.
Decisions at the last minute. I said, I should have listened to him. It's kind of the regret sets in a bit where I should have listened to my engineer. Where I could be in P1, I got a penalty, but who cares?
Yeah, nevertheless, I think that was a decent race. I wouldn't say that was the best race we've seen from everyone, but you know, because it is Monaco, it is super tight. Everyone just finds that smallest little gap to go for the overtake, but you know, sometimes things work out, sometimes things don't work out. Either way, once again, congrats on finishing on track, not dying, as a lot of drivers had troubles today. So we will see you next week in Baku. It's going to be a reverse sprint grid, so it's can expect a lot more chaos on the sprint race and then the main race. So thank you, Raiden. And yeah, Nick, back to you to close this up.
Yes, definitely been a very, very interesting Monaco Grand Prix for us. But at the end of the day, I'm glad we all are here to enjoy it. Next week, as you said, Baku is going to be very interesting. A sprint qualifying before a main race, so it's definitely something to be looking out for. If you're interested in doing that, be sure to subscribe. If you like tonight's stream, make sure to give us a like. Our Discord session is Discord channel is also in the description below. If you're interested in joining us in either the reserve slots, maybe join us in any future leagues, or maybe come join us for any potential ACC races. The links are in the description below. This has been Newbie as well as Delvin commentating for the Monaco Grand Prix. We'll see you next week.
Well, take care everyone, stay safe, and bye.